Hello, welcome to this video. Here I'll be explaining the tools in PIXELLAB. In case you are new to this channel, I would like you to like this video and subscribe to this channel, and as well turn on the notification bell so you get notified when I drop new videos. Alright, so without further ado, I would like us to go to the app. I'm using the premium version. It doesn't have so much difference from the ones you can find in Google Play. Alright, so let's dive in. So now I've just launched the app and you can see the interface. So now this button over here which you are seeing is the template button. This button over here that is selected is the template button. Here you'll find templates that have already been installed, before you got the app. If you click on this template, you can use them for any design you want without getting yourself into the stress of redesigning anything on your own. Alright, now the next button you have here is the A icon. This is a text effect tool. It is used for adding text to design. For instance, let's go back to the default template. Now if I click on the A icon and tap on the default, for instance, now that I've clicked on the A icon, there are two tools here that are under the A icon. Now this is the text and this is the quote. Now the text is used to add text to the design you are doing, alright, the design you are working on. And the text button is used to add text to your design. Alright, now if I click on it, this new text appears over here. And if I click on the new text, I can edit it. You can see that as soon as it was selected, the edit button, delete, copy to front to back position, relative position, size, padding, color and other tools just popped up. Alright, so now if I click edit, I can change what is here to whatever I want it to be. Alright, and so if I'm saying type PIXELLAB, you can see. And now this button up here, I can use it to take it to uppercase or lowercase. You can see it has just changed. I've changed the case, so let's leave it in uppercase. Alright, now this is it. If I want to take it out, I can simply click the delete button, but there won't be need for that right now. Now the copy button is used to duplicate it. Now if I click on copy, it duplicates. Alright, now if I come back to it, there are other tools here. To front is to bring it to the higher layer, to the upper layer, and now to back can take the text to the back of to the lower layer rather. Now position can be used to take it down, up, left or right, depending on what you want to do. Now relative position is used to keep it at the extremes or at the relative point. For instance, if I'm keeping it at the left, I'm keeping the text at the left. Once I click this arrow, it takes my text to the left. If I click here, it takes it to the right. If I take it down, I use this. I want to take it up here. If I want to keep it at the middle, I can keep it up here. Now if I want to keep it at the center, this is the center of my design. Alright, now size can be used to adjust how big it appears or how little it will be. Okay, the next one we have here is padding. Padding is used to extend the sides of the text in case there are other things that are not showing properly. Color is used to apply pigments for beauty in the design. There are a lot of colors here which can possibly be used. Okay, and now there's also gradient color. Gradient here is a combination of more than one color to give it a desired appearance. Anyone you want or anything you want it to look like, you can do it here with gradients. Alright, now the next we have is texture. Texture is used to add background, to add a background to the text which you are editing. For instance, if I click on the texture button, it takes me straight to my gallery. And I can select from anywhere and add there as the background and add background. For instance, if I click on this image, I can make it the background. I can use it in the text. Now you can see it has changed. Okay, now the next tool here is opacity, which can be used to reduce how clear or how dim it will appear. Alright, now the next one here is rotate. Rotate can be used to change the direction of the text. Okay, now the next one is mask. Mask is used to cut out a part of the text which you don't want to appear, Some people use it for various purposes. Alright, so since I'm not using it, I'll have to cancel it. Now, font. Here you can find the pre-installed font. Font contains the typeface that had already been installed into the application. Now you can see there is font and my font here. My font contains the typeface which you have already installed on your own, aside from the one that was pre-installed. Okay, and these are the typefaces which I have, the typographies which I'm using. Okay, now recent contains the font I have used before now, so I do not need to go back and search for them, and I can easily change the font which is here. If I click on them, the text automatically changes in terms of the font, and you see it has a different appearance. Now style, if I want it, style contains bold, italicized and underline. If I want to underline what I am doing, click on the U button and it's underlined. If I want to italicize it, click on the italic button. If I want it to be bold, I can as well do the same. And if I do not want any of those things to show, I can automatically click this button and everything returns back to normal. Alright, now the next we have here is the curve. Curve is mostly used for logos. If you want to bend the text, you can see how it works. Very simple to use. Now background, if I want the text to have a background color on its own, I can do that easily with background tool. You can see I just added a background to the text. Okay, now the next one is align tool. It is used when you are having text which are of different lines, so you can use that when you have text of different lines. Since we have just a single line, you might not understand it, but when you have text which are of different lines, that's where you will get to appreciate this tool the more. Now spacing can be used to give gap between the letters. Alright, let me bring it over here. It can be used to expand the gap between each letter, and now that is for letter spacing. And now word spacing can be used to give gap between words. We don't have up to 2 words here, so it might not really work. Okay, now line spacing is used to also give a gap between text that are in different lines. Okay, and the next one is stroke. Stroke is an outline that can be applied on your text in order for it to be more beautiful or more attractive. Okay, as I have done. And down here where you have the stroke with is where you can increase the size of the stroke in order for you to achieve what you want. Okay, now we have shadow effect, which can be added to your text. Shadow effect can be added, and you can change the direction of the shadow effect to any direction you want and any appearance you want it to have. Alright, now the next one is inner shadow. Inner shadow is inside the text. Inner shadow can be used inside the text to give it an effect which you want. Any effect at all, you can use the inner shadow to do. Embossment. This embossment is used to give it a 3D look. Used to give your text a 3D look. Okay, now we have perspective, we have 3D rotation, which is used sometimes for logo making and so on. Okay, now the 3D text, the 3D shadow, and also the reflection. More of these tools will be appreciated when you get to do it yourself. The third tool we'll be looking at here is the polygon tool. The polygon tool contains a variety of tools that can be used for different purposes. Okay, now if you want to import a particular image here, you can use the import button. When you click on it, it takes you straight to where you saved images in your phone, and from there you can select anyone you want. The draw tool can be used to apply any drawing at all. For instance, as I've clicked on it, I can draw anything I want, and if I want to erase it, I can either undo or maybe restart it here. Okay, that is how it's used. The shape tool is used to draw any shape. As I've clicked on the shape tool, you can see that the square has appeared, and if I click on this button, I can select any shape I want and use it anyhow I want for my design. Alright, now once that tool is selected, once the shape has been selected, there are varieties of options here which are similar to that of the text, but there are some which are of difference, which have some differences. Okay, when you get to use this app, it's better you get to explore some of them. Though I've explained the functionality of some of the tools here, like texture, opacity, color, and even color filter. Color filter can be used to make adjustments in the color. Stroke has been explained, mask has been explained, and so on and so forth. Alright, now let's move over to Bezier tool. Bezier tools are used for drawings. In case you're drawing something, you can use the Bezier tool to give a drawing that is artistic. For instance, if you want to cut this shape into two different parts, the Bezier tool can be helpful there. You can use it to draw. Now the last we have here on the polygon tool is the arrow. Arrow is used to place directional explanations. For instance, if you are explaining something that you want a directions to be made, maybe arrows can be used. Any design or any pattern which you want the arrow to be, you can make it. Okay, and now lastly we have the background tool. The background tool is used to apply background. The background tool is used to change and as well apply background. You see the color here. Color can be used to change the appearance of the background. If I click on white, the background changes automatically. If I click on black, any color I choose to apply, it's going to appear in the background. Alright, if I even use gradient, it will as well be in a gradient background. Alright, now the next one we have here is, if you check, you have transparent. You can make your background transparent. That is if you are designing or creating a PNG. Alright, now image here has to do with pre-installed backgrounds that you can as well use in any of your designs. Alright, you can also add backgrounds that you downloaded or you have on your phone, and this can be done by clicking from gallery, which is this button over here, from gallery, and once you click on it, it will take you straight to where you have your background saved in your phone, and from there you can have it displayed. Alright, you can also snap the background using your camera. Alright, now the last but not the least here is the background editing tool. Here I can decide on what my background will be like. If I want to rotate it, I can rotate the background from here. Noise can be as well added, that is if at all you're interested in doing so. Strips can also be added. All this can be used to edit the background and use them as you want. It's a very nice idea if you go about playing with these tools, because it will help you to understand them further, and so from there you can make more discoveries for yourself. Alright, when you are done with anything you're designing, this button over here is what you click so you can save it either as a project or as an image. If I click on the image button, I have the option of selecting the format, which is a JPEG, that is no transparency, or a PNG. But since it's not a PNG, I have to use the JPEG, which is JPG. Okay, now the dimension, I'll use ultra as my dimension so that the quality will be great. Alright, now I now click save to gallery. Once I do this, it will now save this design which I have done to my gallery. I do hope you had an interesting time in this tutorial, and I want you to drop your questions in case of any, and you will receive answers. Thank you so much for watching.